Y'all, it's 2024 and some of you still haven't started on Amazon FBA, or if you're watching this, you might still just be capped at 10, 20, even $30,000 months. Well, right now we just did a live training with Warner from Fields of Profit where he is going to be dropping a bunch of sauce on how you can start and scale your Amazon FBA or FBM store. We're going to be going over how to do listing analysis, how to be sourcing better products, and how to find the sales, deals, and general boost your margins as you're starting or scaling on your Amazon journey. And if you stay to the very end, we have a really special offer. We are going to be personally helping a couple of you guys on a one-on-one or small group basis really get started launching or scaling up your Amazon FBA and FBM stores the way that myself, the way that Warner, and a bunch of others in the space have been able to do so. So we're super excited for this live training, and be sure to stay to the very end if you want to get that sauce.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and dive into it with you guys. I see some good questions and stuff in chat as well. I got like 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes prep, depending on how many different little rabbit holes we go down. And then we'll just hang out, do some Q&A. As long as there's good questions rolling, we'll be partying here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop a screen share open here, and let's get into it. So I'm just gonna assume, starting with a lot of the basics, that kind of stuff, that there are at least several beginners in here. So I want to start with some best practices, some stuff that I wish people would have showed me back in the day, like kind of how I start trying to find good products for the day, basically. And then based on that, we're gonna do a couple different sourcing methods to find some stuff here, and then a couple Keepa gems that you probably haven't seen before either. So kind of best practices in terms of like starting off the day. A big reason that people they fail to source good products, that kind of stuff, is they're jumping straight into like looking at stores. They're jumping straight into websites that don't have any sales, that kind of thing. There is a massive ROI on spending like 5 or 10 minutes figuring out where to look for the day before you actually dive straight in, right? And that sounds kind of like like a duh thing to some of you guys, but once you connect the dots and you spend that 5 or 10 minutes doing a little bit of background research, basically what's on sale for the day. And I do that with my favorite tool is Sales Gazer. Our friend, a couple of you guys know Chris Grant. He built this. It's a free tool you guys can use. And basically it just makes a big list of a ton of things that are on sale today. And based on this kind of process of figuring out what's on sale, that's typically how I figure out where I'm going to source for the day, right? Especially for a lot of you beginners and stuff who are probably doing a lot of like reverse sourcing, which we'll dive into here in a second. That's just super valuable because as we're looking through here, we can kind of let's see. Got to get the mute going there. Yeah, as we're diving in through here, we'll kind of see which brands might be worth checking out, which ones probably aren't for the day. And a lot of times, like with Sales Gazer, I like to just throw like a % sign in here. Shows me basically all these websites that I've signed up for. Basically acts as like a burner email address. And then I just kind of filter down to stuff that's having 20%, 40%, that kind of thing. And based on that, I'm going to jump in and kind of figure out which brands I want to check out, right? So this will be a good example too. Actually, I've never heard of that brand right there. So we can figure out if that brand's worth selling, which I know is important for a lot of you guys. And then I'm also looking for a lot of like the familiar brands and that kind of stuff, right? Let's see. So like a Nordstrom sale could be good. And some of these sales that you're looking at will be stuff that is just kind of general. That's not too bad, right? Extra discount on clearance, that could be worth checking out. Some of these sites, it'll be they sell a bunch of different brands. Classic one is something like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something like that. They'll have all the classic shoe brands and that kind of thing, right? Something like this might be worth checking out. You can see a big Skechers sale, and all we're trying to do is build that back of mind knowledge so that as I'm looking through products for the day, I know where I'm gonna be able to have a higher likelihood of finding some products, right? It skips that. I'm just gonna randomly look at products and and hope for the best, right? That a lot of people end up doing when they first start. So you see, based on a couple here, that could be interesting. They got a lot of different shoe brands. So we know based on let's see. I'm trying to see what brands are included there. That sale's a little bit more confusing. So we know based on this so far, if we see Skechers in anybody's sale, we'll check out this brand. I've never seen that before. We know that any of the brands that Nordstrom sells, they could be on a good sale. Honestly, I was checking it out earlier. It's not like the best day in the world for some sales. This could be interesting to check out as well, though. Let's see, we got like nice 15% at Burt's Bees. Let's see, it's probably like a coupon that we can check it up here. Maybe even 20% that we could check out. So yeah, we'll dive into that here in a second. Um, and then another thing I like to check is literally just, open up the home pages of a lot of your favorite websites. For me, I use a free extension called Session Buddy. It just saves a bunch of websites that I look at. So like this is my test account here. So it's just like a couple example websites. Usually I'll check like 20 or 30 home pages every day. Just kind of pop open, see what's going on. So for example, one that I was checking out earlier was a big, sale at Jockey. They're still doing like a Labor Day sale, 30% off, that kind of thing. Because a lot of times they're not sending out emails, so you don't want to just go off of who's sending out emails, that kind of thing. Um, and yeah, so another one we'll probably look at here in a second is, so Walgreens, they got a big 20% going on today. And then yeah, just kind of trying to get as much opportunity in front of yourself as possible, so that when we start diving in here and we can kind of figure out what might be better to zero in on, right? So I want to check out this one with you guys because I'm curious as well. So we'll look at that in a second with some Keepa product finder. And then first, in case any of you guys are very new to the Amazon space, if you haven't found like anything before, what's going to be best practice is to just open up. Pretty much, it doesn't typically matter a ton what exact product you pull up. Just pull up a product in one of these kind of reseller friendly brands. So something like Jockey, if we go ahead and pop open a bunch of um, if we just pop that search open there, we're going to see listings with a ton of feedback. And typically there's going to be like a lot of sellers on that type of brand, right? So just pop open any of the storefronts on a listing like this. You can see something like this, probably going to have a bunch of storefronts for us to check out. And if not, we can check something else out. Yeah, so I guess Jockey themselves sells on that. So yeah, something like um, yeah, so something like one of these. I had one, pulled up for us based on just somebody who's selling one of these very reseller friendly brands. And number one, use that opportunity to specifically source through that brand that we know is really cheap today. But also when you're trying to get introduced to like what brands can I sell, what products, should I start looking into? If they're selling the types of products that are fairly, arbitrageable, like stuff like this, 42 offers, 14, 32, sales ranks are pretty good. That's pretty reseller friendly there. A lot of the other brands in their store are also going to be fairly reseller friendly. So for those of you guys who are brand new to the game, you're trying to figure out what do I even sell in these categories that I'm already ungated in, that kind of thing. That's going to be really good to dive into here. Like I think I've sold like at least one product in all of these brands here. 32 degrees is a nice auto ungate, as is Stafford for some of you guys who are really early on trying to get those ungates and stuff. And then it's all just about figuring out what is a reasonable cost for what you're looking through, basically, right? So let's just dive into this real quick. We'll see if we can find something, and then we'll look at a little bit of Keep a Product Finder, get fancier with it as we go here. So the first thing I want to zero in on, especially just kind of based on this sale that we found earlier, is anything Jockey branded. And we just need to figure out like what is that reasonable max cost for some of these items that we're looking at. So we'll pop open the Google there. Let's check out this one right there. Got a nice Stafford product there, and we'll pop that one open too, just so we can kind of figure out what these items are priced at. So a 3-pack of those shirts here. We know that we can get a nice big sale on it, but 32 from 30% off, we'd have to do a lot of work with gift cards and that kind of stuff. Probably not going to be anything too interesting there. Let's see, we need these for $11. All right, those are 23, but we could see a lot of times like there'll be some like employee coupon codes or all kinds of stuff up here. I highly doubt that's 80% off. That would be that would be game breaking. Always good to test a lot of these coupons though. That's kind of also part of the process, is especially on days where you're trying to figure out between a few sales what to look at. I'll usually just like add something to cart and then activate the Capital One shopping. Like we could see if there's anything that we're missing here. I'll show you kind of what I mean by that. Yeah, I'll just like throw some stuff into cart and then try the codes there. I'll let that run in the background. Sometimes you can be like, oh man, there's a 40% that's like a bunch of random digits today. I should probably go hard on that before they clip that coupon kind of thing. And then yeah, let's see. Okay, cool. So nothing too crazy at 32 degrees. So we'll probably keep moving past that. This is a little bit interesting though. Let's see. Yeah, so $20 for that 4-pack. Was that what we had? Short sleeve. Yes, that could be something. Let's see. Yeah, so super soft. Sweet, looks good. Those are like $20. Usually these are like 44 too, which is interesting. Let's see if there's any other good variations here too. So like $20 right off the Google search. It's pretty close. Let's see, 42. What size are these? Let's see. Those are the XL. Sweet. Okay, cool. So those are 20. Let's check it out. See, let's see. Yeah, so it said those are the XLs right there. So that would be good. Cool. Yeah, so they got the XLs on there. So JCPenney is also one where you can use discounted gift cards. So JCPenney right there. See if there's anything good there today. If you guys aren't using like discounted gift cards and other good like margin boosters, you need to be. That's how a lot of people are like finding profit where you're kind of, skimming right past. So something like this, GCX used to be called Raise. It's kind of one of my favorites. You can also buy gift cards through Top Cash Back, which is something a lot of people aren't taking advantage of. But I like GCX and Top Cash Back because you can type in like a specific dollar amount. So like on these shirts we were looking at here, how many of these would we want? Let's see, offers. Yeah, so if you go like data offers on Keepa, show you like exact prices and stock count over time. So not only can you like see that this actually sells, we can also prove that, hey, since I want to sell this for, we could sell this closer to like 43 and people are actually buying it for that, right? So you see like lots of offer count moving up and down. Seems like they were like trying to restock it the whole time too. And while they were restocking it and making sales, their price was like at least 40, $42, $43 for the most part. So, something pretty solid there. And then we can also stack some of these discounted gift cards and that kind of stuff on top of this, right? So it's actually a pretty good one right there, 12%. There's probably also some other good stuff you could check out at JCPenney here in this case. Yeah, so $440 we're paying for $500. I like the ones where we can like enter any dollar amount just because I don't like having $10 here floating around, $50 here. Just kind of annoying to deal with. In this case, it's probably worth dealing with it for that extra 9%. A lot of times it's not as big of a spread. And we could also see based on the cashback monitor here. Yeah, so our best one is at Flu's here. I've never used this one. I like using like 4 or 5 different ones here. Top Cashback is usually my favorite. I don't know if we've used any of these top 3 before. So could be worth checking out. I don't typically include the cashback in margin just because it's not always going to pay out. The discounted gift cards, however, is always going to pay out. The second you buy it, you've made your margin. Something like this, you have to wait for the website to track that kind of thing. The website's like super anti-reseller. They might try to clip your coupon or clip your cash back and that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, based on that 2040, and then those were also 12% through the gift card, so like 0.88. Yeah, so we're getting those for 18 here. That's pretty solid. So yeah, that's what I would do if I was kind of like that true beginner, right? Just kind of go to a brand that is on sale today, dive in based on that, and kind of see what you can cook up there. That's like a lot of the more basic type stuff. A lot of you guys probably already using that. So I want to dive in with some Keepa product finder, and based on that, we're gonna find some other extra products. And I wasn't even planning on showing this until like right before, but I got 2 different ways that I want to dive into with you guys. One of them is I get asked a lot, like, how do we bring products back, like find stuff that no one else is selling. So I want to dive into some sauce with you guys on that tonight. And then let me get the chat up too so I can see if there's any good questions as I'm going. Yeah, somebody was asking what the turnaround is for like the gift cards and stuff. It's usually like it should be pretty much instant, so you're not like waiting that kind of stuff. Like with cashback, you're obviously having to wait a while because they have to like track the transaction and stuff. Usually you'll get the gift card like right away in your email. And then yeah, I like the Top Cashback gift card store too. But if you guys haven't used Keep a Product Finder before, you should be. I'm going to use it to check out like one of these specific sales on like some Walgreens stuff. Just because As I was going through, one thing I'm always trying to dive into is brands that have multiple coupons stacking, basically. So something like this, like these buy one get one vitamins. We're gonna be able to see, buy one get one free plus that 20% is gonna be able to stack on top of a lot of these. And that creates that limited time opportunity for you to actually dive in and find profit where you're having to wait for like the perfect conditions for it, basically. And we could dive in and probably um, see like, yeah, so there's like 90 products on here. We can look through all 90 products if you're if you're really wanting to. But I like doing Keep a Product Finder because not only like can we kind of filter through this a little bit faster than that, but we can also find other sources of like some good products, even that Walgreens might not necessarily have in this case, right? So we're just kind of like trying to end up down a good rabbit hole here, basically. Yes, you're asking about like how to see what brands are listed. That's just like on the storefront view. So like if you open up anybody's storefront, it'll show you like their most popular brands and categories, basically. So let's go ahead and like I'll pop in some simple filters here. Basically, one of my favorite ways to use Keepa Product Finder, and we'll also use this to figure out if this sale was worth checking out, like the swimwear sale, is just kind of plugging in like the very basic stuff that we know is going to be true about some of our best, like very reseller friendly items. And that's going to be, it has a decent sales rank. So it's like under 150K on average. And we can get super specific with it. I'm going to keep it relatively basic on this. When we're trying to figure out if a brand is, like worth selling, basically, I will also pop in an average seller count. So like, if it has like 3 or more sellers on average, it's probably going to be, not private label because it usually would have like 1 or 2 if it is. I'm also probably going to pop in, say like make sure Amazon's on it for less than half the time. So based on that so far, there's like, there's a like, 900,000 products that Amazon isn't too aggressive on. It's probably not private label and, it actually sells somewhat well, right? And we can use this list to really filter down specifically what products might be worth checking out. So I want to use it on this sale. But this is also like anytime I'm trying to figure out if a brand is worth selling, I will use that exact setup right there, and then I'll plug in that brand name. And so in this case, like I've never checked out this brand before. Seeing only one product on there, not a great sign, basically, right? I bet if I take that away, we'll probably have a lot more. So that tells me that they're probably is sold by the brand itself. So like if I go one, yeah, it's probably all sold by the brand, or like a independent distributor or something. Um, let me check and confirm the suspicion there. Um, let's see, swim out. Okay, so that must be like it's probably like their private label or something. Cool, good to know. So if you're ever trying to like figure out how many products in a certain brand might be worth checking out, that's a really good way to do it. We could do that same thing like we had that Burt's Bees sale earlier. So something like that, compared to that, it was like 105 that might be worth checking out. I think it was only like 15%, so probably a little bit less likely to find some gems there. But that shows me right away that there's a lot more potential in sourcing that sale, basically. Or I guess I had it maxed there. Yeah, so so 340 basically. So it's even better. Where there's at least a couple sellers on it. It's probably not private label, that kind of thing. So I want to do the same thing on this brand here because we know that there's some good discount stacking going on here. So let's go Nature's Bounty. Cool. So we got 374 right there. And then I'll show you kind of how to narrow this down because obviously we don't want to make it, we only had to look at 87. Now we're looking at 300 something. So first thing I like to do is, especially with arbitrage products, the sweet spot tends to be like 10 to 50,000 sales rank. If it's like the 200th best selling item, there's probably a reason. Like it's probably going to be, a really good price or something like that. So a lot of times I'll just go in here and filter out the top 10,000 here. That's not always going to be like the best way to do it, but I just like to do it to quickly find some to just kind of skip to some winners basically. And then you can also narrow this down if you don't want to do that. You can sort by like sales rank drops and that kind of stuff. So the higher the sales rank drop is, basically the faster it's been selling recently. So that's obviously good for us. You can also filter by the buy box drop percentage, and in our case we want a negative drop because that means the price is going up. So there's lots of different kind of fun stuff you can do there. I'm just gonna start from like 10,000 here, and maybe we can find something within the first couple here. Especially if I see a negative drop and that sale count increasing, that makes me a little bit more interested. So something like this is cool because you can see down there in the bottom right how the price is shooting up recently. The sales rank's looking good. Another good one is especially with like vitamins and grocery and stuff, I might like filter down to pack. Um, multi-packs just tend to be the best, especially with like replenishable type products. Again, not always the case, but it's just kind of one of my favorite little ways to jump to some stuff that might be more interesting. So let's see if we can find something based on these couple that we opened here. And usually you can get to it pretty quick off the Google button. If not, you can always just paste it back in that sale you're looking at. And if you know, obviously that's also why I like popping it into Google here because you know these prices are lower. Coupon's probably not quite as good. It's probably probably the reason why I would assume they're raising the price a little bit so they can stack on some good codes and stuff. Yeah, so it's like 28. These are 42, so those aren't going to be really worth checking out since it's got a 3-pack right there. So we'll probably skip those. So you got some gummies here we can check out. Let's see. So those are 21. Buy one get one. We can stack those sales on there. Also noticed that last one I don't think had a sale going. So yeah, so we got 22 bucks right there. Those are buy one get one. 22. Yeah, so we're getting those for 11. Then we can also get that 20% code. So those would be somewhat decent. I want to pop on like the FBA here. Okay, so these are meltable right now, so we'd have to avoid these. These would be something that's good to add to like a Google sheet. You can set up these custom Google sheets on SellerAmp. This would be like add like a like meltable kind of thing to it basically. In this case we'd add. I'd probably want to create like a October. I think October 15th is when you can send it. It's either that or September. I'm pretty sure it's October. Somebody else, somebody probably knows and can confirm. But I think it's October 15th. We can start sending meltables. It's probably good to set up like a meltable sheet here. Could be worth checking out. In this case, since it's meltable, we can't send it to FBA right now. And then let's see, something like this we can check out real quick. Let's see, yeah, usually going for like 22. These aren't marked as meltable, which is interesting. You'll notice that some products on Amazon will be marked meltable that aren't actually meltable. Like a couple summers ago, we had a product like that, and everybody else left the listing. I put it out in the summer heat for a while, and it did not melt. So I was merchant filling those all summer long, knowing that there was no real like issues with meltable products there. Was able to make some good money on that. So one of those things you can check out as well. Let's see. I think we could have one here. Let's see. Tropical citrus, 11 bucks. Let's see, 12 times 0.80. Okay, cool. Somebody on the team must have been looking at these earlier. Let's go. So 19 bucks right now. Price of these FBA. Yeah, see, right now they're 26 FBA, 24. So just to be safe, we'll call those 23. Let's check the data offers too to make sure it actually sells there. Sweet. So 22 bucks, we see some sales. So it's just a good way to like confirm that people actually want to pay the price that you're charging. So like these are FBM sales that are going down and their price was anywhere from like 20, yeah, like 20 bucks all the way up to 22, 25 even there for a little bit. Let's see, especially I'm interested in these FBA seller here. Hard to know if that's actually going. Yeah, that's perfect, right? So you can kind of see those one by one sales, and they're actually at 43 bucks. I'm not I'm not sure what's going on there. So yeah, I see a lot of proof that people actually do want to buy this though. Basically, sell it for at least 22 probably, and we're kind of able to quickly narrow it down here with some KPF basically. So there's probably lots more gems in here. But this is just really good when you're trying to kind of quickly get through a sale. You can, like really easily filter down by like these buy box drop percentages and stuff. Another good one that I like to play around with, and this is like a different type of filter set. You can also use Keepa Product Finder to show you stuff that should be selling but isn't currently in stock. So something like this right here, we can go say, if the average sales rank is somewhat decent, but it's out of stock, buy box, Amazon, and new. So there's no one selling it right now. But the average sales rank being good means that obviously the product has to be selling somewhat. And then I also filter for yeah, I'm also filtering down to a specific brand. So in this case, like we could compare back to that sale we know was worth checking out. Just for like variety, we could check out some of that like jockey sale we were looking at too. See if there's, I mean, I'd assume there's a ton. Oh yeah, there's a crazy amount. Especially since there's so many variations. I might like one thing that's useful with this is you can filter like no variations. Because sometimes it can get drug around and it's like the worst selling product on a listing and just hasn't sold in forever. So like no variations, there's actually a good amount of products on here that are that brand that we know is on sale. No one's selling it, but the average sales rank is somewhat good. Um, and we can check that out. Sweet. Not sure why it's taking that long to load 100, but sweet. With any good questions in chat there? No, sweet. All right, cool. You could see a lot of like underwear, that kind of stuff. Usually I like to look for like some of the more plain stuff. Yeah, the gift card site is GCX, yeah. I didn't mean to sort that there. Um, so yeah, something like color, like especially with clothes. A lot of the stuff that doesn't sell is like these really or has no sellers on it. It's like these really bizarre colors that are like way less likely to sell. So I might like, pop in like black or white or one of those where it's, a lot more basic, a lot more, just a lot more likely to sell. So like a 2 pack of these shirts. Let's see if they carry these anymore. Sometimes it's because they don't carry them anymore. Sometimes it's just because no one's stocked it in for a while. See like a 2 pack here. So they actually do still carry these. 32. Interesting. Like the 2 pack's also 32. So let's see. When did it sell last? Yeah. So like the last time somebody was selling on this listing was like 2020. And it was 37 bucks. So it'd be hard to know if it sells because the data offers tab only goes back so far. Um, but you can use that to kind of uncover some gems there. It's a little bit harder with clothing brand. See if I can find a good example with some vitamins here. Yeah, it's like no, I went no variations too, just to be super safe there. So let's see something like these. Yeah, it's a good example. Yeah, so like Amazon used to sell it. Honestly, the sales rank was pretty good. So like if anyone still sells these are probably good to bring back to Amazon. Let's see. Yeah, so like the brand website will tell us where we can get them or if it's discontinued. Online. Cool. We might have them at CVS. 25 bucks. Let's see. Do they still have it? Interesting. I'd have to plug in an address. That's interesting though. Let me see. Let me check this Walmart one too. Or not Amazon. Um, I'm just curious on this now. Cool. So these are like third party sellers. It might be like a discontinued type product. Which I know there's a lot of people crushing on that type of product too. Let's see. These are interesting. I don't know if I've seen these before. Let's see. Let's see. Multi jelly beans. 90 count. They must have like they probably made a new color or something of them. Or a new flavor. So yeah, like the looking through stuff that like no one is selling right now, you'll find a lot of stuff that is discontinued. But if you're looking for those gems where like no one else is looking, it's a really good way to do it. I like diving in, especially just based on like any of these places we're finding some really good sales basically going on. Yeah, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Key sell variations that are out of stock. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking through here basically. So if I go, maybe if I make it a little less strict, we can find some here. So if I go like is variation, so there's like 70 products in this that are a variation that just currently isn't selling. And I'll usually check out like that kind of sweet spot sales rank we were talking about. Let's see something like that maybe. Calcium. Like some of the multi packs would be pretty good as well. Yeah, Winston, I'm looking for like $3 profit per item typically. So let's see. Um, Yeah, I don't know why those are popping up. Those keep a data's glitching a little bit or something there. Those definitely do have a seller on them. Yeah, super weird. Trying to find a solid example, but yeah, basically, if you add those variations there, you can like I'll go no variations to find to be way less strict on it, and then all to kind of find some extra gems and stuff. You should be able to ungate it, Varun, but you can. It's just an example. You apply it to any brand you're looking at. Sweet. So as far as that goes, I also want to show you one more kind of sourcing hack that you guys will want to have in mind for Q4, and that is you're going to find a bunch of products like these right here. Actually, you can get these cheaper. I think I should be able to go. Misspelled that. I think there's a 5 pack of these. It didn't like me trying to do that. Check this out. You can get these for 10 a piece. I'm trying to find the example here. You can get these for 10 a piece with the 5 pack. But you're going to come across a lot of products where, there it is. Yeah. Just so I can show you that I'm not making stuff up here. Yeah. Well, quintet right there. Okay, well, link's broken. Google's not want to play games. $50 for 5 of them, basically quintet, right? So you're going to come across a bunch of products that look like this. More just kind of showing you how Keepa alerts work, basically. So you're going to come across a bunch of products where every Christmas it's like the perfect like stocking stuffer type product. And we're doing this a lot right now, where especially like toys, shoes, grocery products, makeup, like this one right here, you're going to see every Christmas like clockwork that price shoots way up. So you see like normally like $45. This Christmas it shot up to like 60. So since we get these for 30 a pop, we're obviously all over that. Um, that 2023 Christmas, it was, $55. Really just kind of, it's like clockwork basically. Every Q4, that price goes up to somewhere where we would be profitable. Right now, not so much, right? It's like $40 right now. Not really in the business of making 13 cents. But we want to be alerted basically when that comes back to profitability. So please use this as you're kind of prepping for Q4 and stuff. As we can go to the track product right here, and you can like set whatever price. So on top of the like the Google Sheet, like we're looking at like making meltable products, right? So also set up like a Crispus Google Sheet where you can just kind of easily send that data to a spreadsheet there. It's gonna store that product, that kind of thing, and then when you store this Keepa data in here, say, hey, send me an email when it hits $55. Basically, all I'm gonna do is say, hey, Keepa sent me an email that's this ASIN's my price. I go ahead and pop my that ASIN back into my Google Sheet. Oh, where did I source it? I sourced it at the Glossier website here in this example, right? So that is something I was not taking advantage of. That's just like a really quick thing I want to put you guys on. But you can basically have products coming into the inbox on autopilot basically if you're plugging into the Keep Product Finder there. Lots of good stuff to mess around with there as well. Really just trying to show you guys like a couple big sourcing hacks. And then I also want to show you guys a little bit of stuff with Boxem as well. So I'm also going to have a little something to hook you guys up with tonight on this kind of stuff. But as you're going through and obviously finding plenty of winning products and stuff, we're going to find that we need to be able to track our profits and all that kind of stuff, right? So like this is my live Amazon account right here. These are our sales, that kind of stuff that we've been cooking recently. You can track your profit, know what your business is actually making, all that good stuff. But something that I was not using until we built this for you guys. Let me just ship one of these profitable items we found earlier too. So yeah, these are probably the best thing we found today. So as we're kind of going through, we want to actually get these products to sale at Amazon as fast as possible. Couple things that are going to really help is if you're buying a good amount of the products you're buying, doing case packed is basically going to tell Amazon that, hey, I already have 25 of these in a box. Don't split them apart, basically, because I know a lot of you guys, you're making those FBA shipments. It's giving you 9 different destinations. It obviously increase your shipping costs, basically. So that's just kind of like one thing that I like to take advantage of. Um, You don't want to do case packs of like one. That's not how the system's designed to be used. But in this case, like we probably buy 20 or 30 of those 2 packs here. We can case pack those all together. And another major hack is 2D barcodes. So if you've been on socials recently, you probably heard somebody talking about 2D barcodes and stuff. But basically, it's like on your FBA labels, it adds this little barcode at the bottom there. And when it checks in at Amazon, they're going to be able to scan that, and it basically helps Amazon see what's in the box, kind of way easier than before. And it helps you, like tactically, it helps you speed in your check-in times. So for me, I'm making sales FBA about 5 days faster using 2D barcodes. It's pretty consistent with what we've seen. Seen a lot of people sending in shipments, and 3 or 4 days later, they're already making sales. It's checked in, as compared to a week, 2 weeks plus without using 2D barcodes. Just kind of one of those no-brainers that want to introduce you guys to there. There's no technical minimum for case packed LA, but like I was saying, just probably do like 10, 15 units minimum is a good minimum. You don't really want to abuse the system, because if you're saying like you have a case pack of 3 or whatever, that's not really what the system is designed for. It's meant for like when you're buying actual cases from the manufacturer and stuff. So let's just go ahead and I'll walk you through the process here. So let's go ahead and list that product that we found profitably earlier. We'll go ahead and set our list price. So you can see like basically where everybody's prices are at right now. I'm just going to set it high. Usually I'll lower it after the fact. We were paying, I think it was $9.60 for those. So we bought 20 of those. And in this case, like we'll put all of them in one case so that we're not having to ship it to 19 different destinations and that kind of stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and pop in like a test supplier there. Say we bought it today. Since it's vitamins, it's going to want an expiration date. Usually be like a year out or something like that on vitamins. Rule of thumb with expiration dates is you need 90 days plus the shelf life of the product, which is something I get asked about a lot. So basically, if it's like a 365-day vitamin, it would need to be whatever the math is there, like 420 or something like that, right? 425. We can go ahead and add that to the batch here. You can repeat this process with as many products or as few products as you want. Will we have FBM? Yeah, Robin, we got some really good news coming for you soon. Should be, we're shooting for the next week or two on that, which usually you don't make make promises. That's how close we are. So yeah, we got FBM in the works. It'll work very similar for you. So let's go ahead and continue. And a lot of you guys are probably used to, if you're using any other kind of software for this, you're probably used to SKU labeling at that point. So as you're creating those shipments, you're printing out little FN SKUs that look like that right there. We reworked it a little bit. You can print your FN SKUs there, but it's actually way faster if you print them on step 3. We also recently added something that basically when I assign this to my box here, we're gonna say we got 20, we got 1 box. If you're shipping heavy products, you can make all the boxes at once. Basically, if you wanted to make 4 boxes there, I'm just going to do 1 just because we wouldn't need that many for this example. Probably 20 pounds or so for something like that. Make our dimensions a little more realistic. So we can save that right there. And that's going to auto print my FN SKU labels down here basically. So you can see, yeah, it's printing them out down there. Just going to look right like that. For a 2-pack here, you'd probably slap in a poly bag, put that label on the outside. And then, since we kind of automatically printed it with there, we'll also go ahead and print that box label there. It's going to give you something that looks like that. It's got that nice 2D barcode on it, which is going to help you get those check-in times. Repeat that same process. So like if you want to make a new box, it's easy to do it there. If you can also use that bulk assign to make as many new boxes as you want. Lots of different stuff there. Whatever makes the most sense for your workflow. But the reason why you want to do FN SKU labels on this step of the process is instead of having to touch every item twice, like a lot of you guys are probably doing right now, you just pick it up, label it, put it straight down in the box because you already know that it's going to be in box 1 basically, right? And then it'll also say, like, I don't know about you guys, but for a while I was like writing in Sharpie on everything. So it just says box 1 on there. Seems really, really simple, but no more writing in Sharpie and like how much every box weighs and that kind of stuff, printing the labels at the last step. So we can go ahead and submit those here. When you're using 2D barcodes, this step is typically very fast here. Saves you a prep center fee. I mean, you're still gonna pay your prep center. Yeah, like your prep center is not gonna prep for free using Boxem, unfortunately. Yeah. So you can see right here, we get our shipping charges, and then we can also print our UPS labels through Boxem. You don't have to switch back to Seller Central like you do with pretty much every other software. go ahead and print those out there, bang, slap them on the box, and you're good to go basically. So that's kind of the full process. Hopefully some of that, sourcing stuff helps you guys out. If you guys are not already tracking profits and having that nice shipment creation process, for tonight, for you guys who are live, I'm going to offer you the 30-day free trial, which is extended compared to the normal 2-week free trial. So I'll pop that in the chat right here. It's usually just for our students, but since you guys are here live, if you guys want to try a free trial, that kind of thing tonight, you can check out the pricing. You can also go to boxem.com to see all the features and stuff. But yeah, that's a lot of the stuff I had prepped for you guys. I saw some good questions. I'm sure you guys have some more good questions as well. Be sure to check out that trial and that kind of stuff. And yeah, let's get into it. We can pop back open the screen whatever you guys want to jam on there. How are we liking that, Casey?
Dude, that's beautiful. You just took the ball and ran with it. So yeah, if anyone, you could pretty much just open it up for Q&A now if anyone has any questions for Warner.
Sweet. Yeah, go for it. What's up?
All right. In Boxum or in any software that I've ever used, there's a point where I want to try it out. I want to go up to a certain point and then cancel. How far do I have to go through Boxum before I'm committed to actually sending that box and the shipping charge and all that?
Yeah.
So I can cancel it while I'm testing it out.
Yeah, you can submit it and it'll say like, here's your suggested destinations, and you don't have to do anything at that stage. But once you say, hey, I'm going to ship to these destinations, you're committed to it.
All right, so that's one step after what you just showed.
So step 2 basically of that process. So we'd add all our stuff to the shipment, and then 2 is like, hey, here's the warehouses it's going to. You could say, no, I'm good. I'm gonna try again.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
Sweet. Yeah. Any Boxem or non sourcing, that kind of stuff. I know there's a lot of beginners, that kind of stuff. Here to help answer a few questions for you guys.
Warner, I got a question.
What's up, man?
Yeah, so I'm brand new. Account got approved yesterday.
Ooh,
And
exciting times.
yeah, exciting times. And it's crazy you guys do these calls. Meeting you in person or virtually is very interesting. So my question is, in terms of a beginner, should I start with one category, get ungated, and then move to a second category after I've kind of like done one very well, so I don't have to constantly fill out those forms and get ungated? And should I spend most of my day in that category as I'm sourcing?
Yeah, good question. It's usually good to focus on like not necessarily one, but I would say like 2 or 3 at most to start. You'll probably specialize in one. Just because if you focus on one, a lot of times a lot of the sales will be at the same time. So like Labor Day recently, that like basically every clothing website on the planet had a great sale, and now there's like nothing for a lot of like clothing websites. So if you're only doing clothes, like it's kind of rough to try to source right now. Obviously, there's always stuff to find. But that's where I like tossing in, like, we're looking at like some vitamins and that kind of stuff. Seems like a lot of the sales are there right now. Especially if you have any like personal interests that kind of help you out. Like, I don't know if you play basketball or anything like that. Like you kind of know the shoes that people are running into, that kind of stuff, right? Any like kind of background knowledge, focus on that. And beyond that, like people think you need to like 50 different websites. You got to have everything mastered. Just really focus on one or two different major websites you see running good sales a lot, and just kind of go wherever that takes you, basically.
Okay, that's super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah. What's up, Robin?
Hi. Oh, here, let me put my camera on. Hi. So can you show me on the Keepa chart when you did the sourcing, the title of the area that you put for Amazon having the buy box for a certain percentage?
Yeah. Pop it back up here. Yeah, so that would be right down here. So like 90-day out of stock percentage, pretty useful. I usually do like 50, just because I'm looking for stuff where Amazon's like going in and out of stock pretty often. If it was, the last 50% they've been constantly in stock, I probably wouldn't. So yeah, if you want to be a little more conservative, probably like 75. That also it gives me another good idea for some of you guys who are trying to make your first sales. Getting the buy box right away can be tricky. You have to make like a sale or two on some accounts before Amazon likes you. So you can like search for specifically for buy box suppressed listings. Basically what that means is there's no add to cart button. And so if you're trying to compete with other people who have years of experience winning the buy box, and Amazon's like, I don't know if this guy gets the buy box yet. You can sell on those buy box suppressed listings where they have to manually pick who they're buying from anyway. And if you have the best price, best shipping speed, which is going to be FBA, then you're going to make the sale, and that can help you get buy box on the actual buy box listings.
Thank you.
For sure. A little bit of a tangent, but I know that's useful for some of you guys in there. Why would a product buy box go away? Yeah, so usually if the buy box goes away, it's because somebody made it way cheaper on another website. So like Walmart is selling it for like half the price, that kind of thing. It's like Amazon being ashamed to show you the price publicly, basically, to like make you think about it. You can still sell pretty good volume on buy box suppressed listings. Just make sure it has a good history of being that way. And you'll see like let me see. Yeah, so we actually looked at a product like that earlier. So let's go like right here. You can see when I look at this item right here, see how it has that purple line, shows me it had a buy box. Then it immediately went away. And then as soon as that happened, the price or the sales rank went up. That, it basically is the difference of Amazon hiding that button essentially. I think the price also probably went up a little bit, but that's very consistent. So if you're sourcing the product like right here, it's like, oh, it's $18 and it sells crazy fast. Just be careful because a lot of times that change in how fast people are buying it might make the price drop a little bit. Sweet. What's up, Anna?
Hey, so I have a quick question. So I am choosing good products, but I'm getting killed in the variations.
Okay.
Like I'm choosing, like right now I'm just doing like 5 mediums, 5 large, 5 smalls.
Yeah.
2 of them do well, the other one I get killed on. How can I well, I guess what my question is, like, what are your options or what are your tricks to choosing the right variations of a product?
Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to see if I can get a good example of a variation listing up here. A lot of the like the offers tab that we were looking at earlier is going to be really useful for that. I'm trying to find something that doesn't have a ton of Amazon on it. This could work. Yeah, so if we jump into the offers tab, the offers tab is going to be specific to that variation. So like in this case, the size 10.5 white on this example for you, you're looking at like smalls and larges and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Keepa's taking his time tonight. There we go. So I'll go include historical, sort by sold 30 days. And then you can see like right here, I see like a couple sales going on. It's definitely not like honestly not as crazy as I was expecting. Maybe Amazon's making a lot of sales or something. The other piece of that, so like right here, I'm zooming in. I see, there's been a few sales recently in the last little bit. I like to see like a couple sellers making sales, ideally. And then I'll also go to the variations tab. I'll grab the ASIN right there and then paste it down here. And you can see like basically how fast it's been gaining ratings. So like something like this, it had 29 ratings like 90 days ago, now has 37. On average, like a really good rate would be like 1 to every 25 people who bought the item left a rating. I don't know about you, but pretty much never leave ratings on Amazon for stuff like this, right? So it's pretty rare. So the fact that it's had, like 8 ratings in the last 90 days tells me it's probably sold at least 1 to 200 times in the last 90 days, basically. So on those items where you're getting stuck, it's probably looking something like one of these, where if we go like, if we filter by like 0 ratings, probably look something like this, where it's either like a flat line or has no ratings. There's like nothing to chart. So you want to look for stuff that not necessarily has the highest rating count, like something like this. You can see it's selling somewhat decently recently. You just want to avoid like these flat lines, and you'll see it with like even really high ratings counts. You'll see, kind of flat line in terms of like that ratings count history.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. Oh, one more thing before you go.
Yeah, what's up?
So this is my second shipment with Boxum.
Cool.
And this time around, it wouldn't let me hit ship. It does say it just says in transit from, and then UPS when I delivered it.
Yeah.
It's not giving me any updates as far as tracking.
Yeah, it should show you on like the dashboard. I can't screen share because it leaks some stuff, but it should show you like where it is in the process. It'll say like what percent is received and that kind of stuff. And then eventually we'll put like the tracking info and stuff like that on there. You can check the tracking status through Seller Central right now. It'll show you like where it is, what shipment, what warehouse it's gone to, that kind of thing.
But it should say in transit in Seller Central, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Okay,
it'll
perfect.
probably say like, we scan the label here, it's in Tennessee, it's on the way to the warehouse or something like that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. By the way, if I figure since you have my Discord, that kind of thing. If you're ever like looking at products, like, hey, I'm not sure if this variation sells, just toss me the ace and I can take 30 seconds to take a look at it for you. Happy to help.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just to chime in, same thing if you're in the Divine Discord, just go straight to the Amazon chat or Amazon questions if you ever need leads analyzed, or you can open up a one-on-one support ticket. If you guys have any Amazon questions or leads you want to analyze, just drop them in there. That's what we're here for.
Fine. Sweet. Probably one or two more questions here if you guys got some good ones, and then yeah, we'll call it a night here.
Can I chime in?
Yeah, what's up, Lynn?
Okay, so I'm new, and is there anything I can do, or I'm getting to a point where I'm trying to get my business verification, and but the postcards are getting stuck and not ever coming to me. So I don't know, has anybody had this experience, and what can I do about it? Because I've called and called and I just get the runaround. So I'm wondering, will it ever get better? What do I do?
I haven't heard of that happening. Can you try, I guess? Yeah, I'm not too sure if anyone else. I didn't have to do the postcard when I got on there.
You didn't?
Yeah, they started doing that after. That's weird. I haven't heard of that kind of thing. The only thing I could think of is like just going to like different apartment or anything like that if that's relevant. You could also, like, worst case, you could try to get a prep center set up and verify that as your address. Worst case if you're going to work with them.
Okay. Yeah, it's been 6 weeks and I just, they're
Interesting.
not really,
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
doing anything
They're
about
not
it.
going to be the most helpful on that kind of stuff because they're going to assume you're the dummy a lot of times.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've I've got one tidbit here. The postcards were supposed to be going on when I started earlier this year, and I did not have to go through that postcard process. I don't know if it's random, but because I was using an LLC, they can verify that with the state, and maybe that's why I didn't have to go through it. That could be another alternative for you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sole proprietor. I do have an LLC. They got me a little intimidated when they were doing my business verification. So I wanted to go simple, and second postcard never got to me. So I've been reaching out to them, but again, it's just a circle back. Everything gets circled back again. And yeah, I just don't know. I mean, I even asked them FedEx me a postcard or something, make this simple. But it's not been happening. So again, yeah, I guess it's 6 weeks. I'm into it 6 weeks and I can't sell until I do. So maybe I'll just tell them to do an LLC or change my business platform again.
Yeah,
I don't know.
could be worth trying. Yeah, it's a good tip from
Yeah.
Andrew. That is frustrating. Good luck. I hope
Oh.
I hope it shows up tomorrow.
One additional tidbit. When I went through the sign up process, the Seller Central help desk put me into the sign it up as an S corp as opposed to a sole proprietor. I don't know if that made a difference,
Okay.
but the S corp just means you have to go and add one additional step with the IRS. I'm
Yeah.
not saying you should do it. I'm just saying that I did not see the postcard, and I did it this year when the postcard was supposed to be the case.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. One other question is that does when you're applying for ungating, is the receipts have to be separate from the actual product, or is it combined? And does that have to be the PDF, or does it matter?
Yeah, so like whenever we're ungating something, it'll always be like the online order confirmation with my so like we'll ship it to a prep center, but the billing address will be my business address basically.
Mhm.
And then it's going to be at least 10 units of that. And then typically if you can buy directly from, like, if the brand's website, they sell it themselves, that's going to usually be your best bet. Or like Target has been a cheat code recently for some reason. They've been loving Target invoices. And then just buy like 10 of whatever you're trying to sell there basically.
But when I upload to Amazon for them to ungate me, does it matter how I,
Yeah,
format?
PDF is good. Yeah. Like,
Okay.
and then worst case, I'll like circle over the important stuff. So that's like, relatively idiot proof form. They'll see like, all right, here's the product name. Here's the brand name. Here's my address. Like it's all in there basically.
All right. Thank you.
Sweet. Yeah. Great, great vibes tonight then. Good to be on here with you, Casey.
Absolutely, bro. Thanks for coming out. If anybody had to dip out early or join late, we're going to be sending this recording out. I'll be tweeting it out. Warner probably retweeted. Just respond to that. We'll be DMing out the recording to it. I'll be sending it to the email list. There is a link in the chat if you guys want to try Boxing free for 30 days. That's what we've been switching over to. And then I appreciate everybody for kind of coming out tonight. First of many and more. Thanks for coming again to talk to the Divine crew, kind of bringing some of your own and just putting everybody onto the sourcing game.
Absolutely. Yeah, run with some of that. Some of that is maybe feels complicated right now, but you'll see when you dive into a good sale and you plug all that in, yeah. You'll see. Yeah, and if any of you guys aren't already following on Fields of Profit on all platforms, if you guys want to check that out, YouTube videos, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, great energy tonight. Thanks for hanging out and spending a Monday night with me.
Absolutely, Warner. Appreciate you coming out, man.
Awesome. See you guys.
Everyone take care. Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.